Alright, so before I do dive deep into everything that's going to be included in this video, make sure you subscribe because a lot of you guys aren't subscribed, as you can see right here. We're getting close to 1K, and once we do get to 1K, I will be doing a 1K spin giveaway, as well we have one going on right now, which will take part tomorrow in the next video coming out. Also, I do have a Discord server if you guys do want to join that, where we talk. We also grind a lot. I'm gonna leave the code in the description, the server link. I don't know why I'm saying code. It's like 11 a.m. at night right now as I'm recording this, but let's just get into it. So in this video, you're gonna see me talk a lot about all the allegations as a whole, as well as debugging the videos they did, as well as Evo's apology, telling you guys how much of it you can really confirm is true and stuff we still don't know. I'm also going to be going over some DMs and texts I've got from people based on my last video. It all contributes over the main topic of Evo unquote being a scammer and whatnot. But before I do get into that, I just gotta say, no, they did not pay me to make that video. It's kind of crazy I have to say they did not pay me to make a video. I did not get paid to make the video at all. I just did it because I had to inform people. A lot of people also say that I'm on the dev side. I'm not on no one's side here. I just like hearing people out, and it's very interesting to go over all the allegations and whatnot. But let's first start off with Barden's video. If you don't know, Barden is basically the one who started these allegations. So he says that he invested into the game, and that the game, when they lost percentage because they got DMCA'd / copyright strike, that he got scammed because they wanted to cut his percentage off as a whole. Now, he did include screenshots and a lot of stuff in these videos, but I'm going to show the latest one because that's the one where he actually covers most of what he did. But let me just show that right now.
I just got scammed out of $100,000 USD.
So there are two things to notice in the beginning of this video. Notice how the $100,000 USD has parentheses under it saying that this is the maximum profit. Now, with that being said, it's obviously evident that he is over exaggerating, as he literally admitted it. The second thing that I find is kind of crazy is if you look at the top, let me read it right here. Alright, so it says, this video is an opinion and should no way be considered a statement of a fact. Scams and bad business opportunities are subjective terms. That means that different brings for different people. I don't know what that says, but it really doesn't matter because you saw the top part. So basically, he's saying that you shouldn't take what he says with a grain of salt, even though it's your allegations, and if it's your allegation, you should be able to back them up and say that they are facts. I just find that kind of suspicious how what you're claiming, you aren't even backing up your own self, which kind of makes no sense on your part.
By the owner of AOT Revolution. This is the story of how money and greed corrupted someone who I considered a friend into
I cut the audio off because, as you can see right there, it says allegedly. Let's rewind that real quick.
Scamming me. If you don't know already,
I just can't get over how crazy the fact is that if you're making such a big deal about it and you're feeling like it's such big claims, the fact that you're saying it's all allegedly, if you were there, if you're one of the main persons in this conflict, but it's allegedly to you, it just doesn't feel like it's true.
Revolution. Here's the notification that I was getting scammed.
So to read it, anyone on the payroll of 1% who isn't a developer is getting removed, and the devs are getting shafted to make up for X% for geek out, as they want game revenue to a license, to give a license so the game doesn't get DMCA'd. This is non-negotiable, and if you have a problem, then convince Oscar to take less loss for you alongside what he would have to lose. This is starting with those on the lowest percent, then going up. None of the devs are interested in losing even more percent to compensate you, so your only hope is Oscar. The most we can do is reimburse your money and let you keep whatever profits you made. This is a better solution than us getting sued and losing it all. Don't worry, devs and myself are nearly losing 50% too. Again, this is non-negotiable. All right, so if we look at how many people we have in here, we have EK, Evo, and Vivo, and the other three are investors. Now, Sophie, we're going to get to them later, but looking at the screenshot, we know it's true. This is one of the first times Barden actually decides to show his entire screen. Keep that in mind for later, but I'm not really understanding how he did get scammed here, because if you really think about it, normally when you get scammed, you're losing money, but if you look, you're gaining your profit, you're keeping your profit, and they're gonna reimburse you, you're actually gaining. Like, I'm not really understanding how you really got shafted in this situation, because if you also looking at it from a different point of view, let's say you put money in, you put $100 in, right? From that time on, you're getting paid $100 and so on. Let's say 3 months pass, you made $300, you're at $400 total, right? Now the money stops. After the money stops, the people are like, hey, I know the money stopped, but we'll pay you another $100, all right? You're at $500. You started at $100. You made profit and you had nothing to lose. You didn't lose anything. This is why I personally feel like you really did not get scammed here. And it's really just a misunderstanding, because when you think about it, nothing ever goes in plan. When you're an investor, you're investing, you should know you're taking a risk. You're putting money into a product you don't know is going to succeed. That's literally the point of investing, is literally gambling. I'm not going to lie, because you're putting money into a product, a brand that you don't know is going to succeed. And with that being said, it's obvious you're going to have hardships along the way. With that being said, you still made money from the situation, which is why you really didn't get scammed here.
I was getting scammed. Anyone on a payroll of 1% who isn't a developer is getting removed. This is non-negotiable. And if you have a problem, then convince Oscar to take the loss for you alongside what he would have to lose. The weird thing is, Oscar, he's not the person I bought percentage from. I'm being told the only way I keep my percentage is if I convince some other person who's not indebted to me to give me free money. He says it's non-negotiable. I say no thanks. He reminds me that it's non-negotiable. So I inform him that he is scamming me because the devs would not prefer to lose percent.
Again, I'm really clear for myself, you can't decline. The most you can do is accept the compensation money. I would do that. I'm not doing it out of spite, but I'd rather the devs not lose even more. Now, he says they haven't lost any at all, but he just said even more. Makes no sense. Again, I'm explaining your only saving grace is begging Oscar because it's not coming from the devs. 100% understandable. You're a dev, you put in time in the game, you want your payout, you already lost enough. Scamming you, law. I don't want to start getting toxic, but you probably have 7 times your investment. We are already offering compensation because a company is going to take us down if not robbing you of any money. All right, you're stealing an asset worth 20 to 30k USD from me. At least call it what it is. Where did you get this from? We're gonna get into where he quote unquote got it from later. With that being said, once again, I don't understand how you're getting scammed when you didn't lose any money, you still profited. Once again, investing is a gamble. You don't know what's gonna happen. Nothing is ever concrete. Life happens. It is what it is, to be honest. You're entitled to 0.5% after the deal goes into effect. Where's the contract? You don't have one. That's really all I gotta say towards that.
He says because I made 7 times my investment, it's not a scam.
Well, yeah, it's not a scam, bro. You're not losing anything. You're claiming that they're scamming you, that they're taking from something that, 1, hasn't been calculated professionally, 2, you probably don't even have, and 3, once again, you made more money. Like, I'm really trying to figure out who's being the greedy one here. You say that they're the greedy ones, yet you're the one who made more profit, yet you're still trying to get more. It's just quite ironic at this point.
Noting their whole reason and justification for scamming us is that Kodansha, however it's pronounced, and Geek Out are suing them and looking to take 40%. There is one thing that's really weird about this deal that I have to point out. So Ek is on percentage for the game. Before the 2 other investors were removed from percentage, he had 4%. But when they got removed, his percent magically went up to 5%.
I don't see what the problem is with this, bro. do you just want the percent to disappear in the air? It has to go somewhere. So to basically try to like explain this, if someone is taking a percent of your game, you want to prepare for that. Like you want to let people know in advance what you're gonna do, which is why most likely they took your offer percentage, and then they're waiting for Kodansha to come in and take their percentage, so they know what they have left and what they still need to distribute with what they still have. So I mean, I'm not understanding what's wrong. You're saying that because he magically went up to 5%. Where else was it supposed to go? Was it supposed to disappear in thin air? I'm not confused. I'm really confused.
So assuming they have to give 50% to Kodansha and Geek Out, that would mean they only have to take 0.5% each. So that adds up to 1% that they're taking and 1% that's left over. So I guess the 1% that's left over just went straight to X wallet instead of, you know, them doing manual payouts. So the weird thing is they say they won't do manual payouts. But when I first bought my percentage, manual payouts was an option, but I opted not to go that route.
You just said you not opted to go that route, so it's kind of ironic that the fact that you're worried about it. And to be fair though, if you did not opt to go that route, you probably were the last person who bought percentage from him, and if you weren't going to go that route, then it made no sense to keep it. With that being said, why are you whining? Yes, whining. Why are you whining over something that you had no part in? Since you didn't want to go that route, it made no sense to whine about it, to be fair.
So why is it suddenly not an option anymore? Well, I think we know the answer. This isn't them being forced to take our percent. This is them using this as an opportunity to make their wallets fatter. Another thing that supports this is Evo is telling me he's giving up only 7% of his own percentage. But the problem is his alt account is on payroll for 37%. So if people aren't on manual payouts, then how is he only giving up 7%? Either he's being greedy and keeping a ton of percentage for himself somehow, or he's not being honest and people are already on manual payouts.
He's the owner, head developer. I'm not really sure. It's common sense, really, to be honest. Like,
we all know, according to trusted sources, Ek was on manual payouts for a while. How I know this is his alt account: when the controversy with Evo gambling on AOT Evolution happened, one of the accounts he gave up was the same account that's on payroll right now, and Evo told Boss that was Ek's alt account. I think I've been quite reasonable throughout this whole thing. I even offered to give up 0.5%.
Ironic you're saying you offered to give out 0.5% when you were just whining about not getting your on-quote maximum income. It kind of made no sense here.
To Kodansha, even though I'm entitled to the full 1%. And these greedy assholes said they'd be giving up too much percent if they did that. I've offered many forms of compensation that would be actually fair. As you can see, we've had a lot of discussion. Basically, I say, give me fair compensation if you don't want to waste your valuable time. That's all I'm asking for. And he blocks me. So the person who took my percentage blocks me for arguing about compensation. Yes.
All right, so not gonna lie, judging on how you have been constantly posting about the situation, if I was getting annoyed constantly about a situation that's way out of my control, for example, I can't control how much they want to take my percentage because I don't want the game to be DMCA'd, I would block as well because it would get annoying over time, arguing constantly.
Since unblocked me finally, but when I DM him, as you see, he airs me out. If anyone knows Evo, that's the thing he does to basically everyone because he's a little socially inept, I guess. I don't really know why he does that, but I'll show you the badges. As you can see, if I click on his thing, it's got all the stuff linked: mutual friends, moderator, YouTuber, owner, a bunch of staff members, and this guy went as far as unfriending me on Roblox.
Wow, guys, unfriending someone on Roblox means so much, bro. Like, this is the end of the world. This is the end of the world.
No. So where did I get this absurdly high number of $100,000? Well, instead of calculating it myself, I used ChatGPT.
Well, you lost me. You lost me. You used ChatGPT. Didn't want to calculate it yourself. Now we're turning to AI. Good job. Good job.
To get the most unbiased answer possible. With my 1%, I make $300 a day. So that means the game generates $30,000 USD every day. I ask it, what would a company be valued that generates $30,000 profit every day? So just the annual profit, it's worth 11 million. 1% of that is $110,000 USD. But to be fair, you can't know exactly how much it'll make. So the most fair price range is probably between 20,000 to 30,000 USD. But still, if I were to take a USD payout, apparently they were gonna offer me $1,600, which is nowhere near $20,000.
All right, so they did actually address this in the document, which I will be going over when I go over to the dev side of things. But before I go on to that and I keep on going on their side, honestly, I don't think that that just makes no sense. I just can't lie. It makes no sense.
Evo did tell me to talk to X, so I did, and it's interesting what X is saying. It's not worth that much because Evo is gonna quit the game as soon as possible, and it won't last a year. Remember how the reasoning for doing this is the Kodansha stuff? Well, Kodansha hasn't even taken 50% of the game yet, but they've taken me off of payroll. So I asked why I was removed when the deal hasn't even gone through yet. He said, we still don't know if they want revenue back, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know if this is true or has any merit to it.
So you ask a question and you get the response, and you don't want to believe this response. It's pretty ironic how things are turning out right now. Now, to play devil's advocate, to say that probably, I mean, if you really think about it, no one is ever going to say, hey, I'm going to DMC your game. I'm going to do it right now. You know what I'm saying? Stuff takes process. You really got to have it filed through, which relates to what I said earlier. Why they want to do it in the meantime, they want to get the people off of payroll first. So then when it does come through, they know what they're doing with what they have left. It makes sense. To be fair, I don't know where you're starting off at.
Be honest. So am I going to be paid back what I would have gotten if they don't want revenue back? He said, maybe. Never asked Evo, but since they want a lot more than the 30% they initially asked for, the devs aren't feeling too generous. So I guess that's a no. Let's assume their reason for taking me off percentage is valid. They took me off percentage early before their whole reason for taking me off in the first place has even gone into effect, and it's looking like they're not gonna pay me back. Negotiating.
Oh, now here's the problem. Paying you back and paying you for money you would have gotten are two different things. Paying you back meaning you lost, and you didn't lose no money, you gained. That's the problem I'm not understanding from this.
With him is the most annoying thing ever. Basically, how he wants me to take compensation is in the form of percentage on his other game, but he wants to put a limit on it, even though AOT Revolution was supposed to have no limit. But anyways, the thing that's even worse about it is how low he wants to set the limit. He wants to set it to 20k or 30k. So assuming that's a fair price of what AOTR is worth, the issue is I'm taking the risk that the game flops and it becomes worthless.
Once again, when you invest into something, it's not a 100% guarantee that you're gonna get all the money you can out of it. You're basically living an example right now. It's what investing is. Gambling is investing. Investing is gambling. That's just it's sad. Okay, it's not a good thing, but it is what it is, bro. It's like there's no way of going around it. Honestly, it's like just it makes no sense to keep on going on. You made a profit already. You want to sue? I've been getting DMs saying you want to sue. Go for it. I guess. I don't know. I mean, once again, I've also seen some screenshots what I put up right here. We did ask him if he did have a contract. Didn't really say that he had a contract. He does say that I thought a breach of contract counted as a scam. It's a breach of contract then. So no, only the ones he didn't like or the ones that didn't have contracts. So did you have one? That's really the question, to be honest. Because if you had a contract, go ahead and sue, I guess. Probably not gonna get anything because you're investing in a Roblox game that never really had a 100% guarantee. Investing is never a 100% guarantee. Yeah, honestly, it's kind of your fault, bro. You could have took that money, go put it into Apple, go put it into like a stock, Bitcoin. Could have did something like that, bro. Probably would have. You probably would have been so much more comfortable. I should say like that, because you really seem so much on edge about this incident. Which honestly, it's a personal problem. Now, with that being said, don't get me wrong from everything I just said here. I'm not personally coming at him. I'm not personally targeting him. I'm not saying any of this to defame him or any of that. It's really just my personality and how I am as a person. But with that being said, I don't really. It's just that I really don't care about the situation, which is why I view it as both points. All right. But with that being said, we're gonna get on to their side, the dev side. We're gonna be going over the document and all of that. But before I do, I'm not taking no one side. Just because I said that, the same energy I just gave to Barden, the same energy I'm going to be looking at with the devs. All right, so with that being said, so with the devs, they actually released an apology. Not an apology, I should say. It has apologies in it, but it's not for what you would think. It's a Google document. We're going to go over it right now. All right, so basically to like skim through and really sum up what they're really saying, just making a response to the video that has many false allegations to do with their name made by BardenGetsTheSpoon. The first starts off with the femboy allegations, which I did touch on in my last video, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't care. You can be whoever you are, whoever you want to be. It doesn't bother me, so why would I care about what you do? We only care about you updating the game. That's all we really worry about. So with that being said, though, we did see the video and the screenshot, but once again, we don't care, bro. Like, if you are actually bothered by someone doing that or like being that, like if they actually are, that's kind of a problem on your half. But with the ownership, he says that the only project existed was because of EK suggested it. Therefore, he is the owner and he manages the entire community. And okay, so I can understand this. So basically, EK is not a fake owner. He is an owner, as in like he is the reason this game is here. He created the idea, so he technically owns the idea of the game, meaning he owns the game. All right, with that being said, you do need a team of developers. All right, Evo is your lead developer, aka he's also the co-owner. All right, because Evo, he does most of the development in the game, and EK, all right, he's with the community. Okay, he had the main idea. Like it's like it ties directly in, bro. Like it ties directly in. I don't see no problem with that. All right, and it's like this does kind of explain the document, though it doesn't explain the part where he's leaving, but we're gonna see that at number 5 though. So he does actually respond to the racist allegation number 3. Let's be real here. Yes, people say shit they shouldn't say. We're in 2024. This isn't our first racist apology we ever had. It's not our last racist apology we ever had. Like I said before, we honestly don't care, you know. Not saying we don't care that you say it, just that it doesn't bother us that you're apologizing. We weren't coming at you for the racist allegations. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's wrong, but we just want the update. All right, so this is the interesting part where we get to the scamming allegations. He bought 1% of his share for $1,000. He has made roughly $7,000 profit. I understand he feels wrong, but however, it's important to note that exactly, like the entire development team had no choice in the matter. Also, other investors who ended up losing their entire investment percentage were offered similar compensation. In order to ensure that they can just thrive and not be taken down, they've been negotiating with a third party to sacrifice their part as half of the game revenue Thus, not only did investors experience a reduction in notification of their shares, but the entire development team faced a significant cuts too. As one of the majority shareholders, you personally lost an investment percentage of 15% to make this deal happen. Now, with that being said, this is quite controversial because of the screenshot that we did see before where he said he lost 7%. I can understand that. With that being said, he lost 7% back then. There's no way of knowing if he probably lost more percent negotiating with this third party to make sure this game doesn't break down, you know what I'm saying? Now, they did speak to him in a group chat, as it can say, of his original investment of $1,000 and 1% gave revenue in their next project. All right, this is basically saying, hey, we know this happened in this game, but you can do the same thing you did in this game with the next game, and maybe you can end up in this profit again. Honestly, like, what, bro? He provided a contract. However, he comes asking if he was still honor that and give him his 5K. All right. I mean, his 1K, I'm sorry. So, if you really think about it, I'm not seeing the scamming allegations link up, because now, don't get me wrong, the other allegations, racist stuff, we know that's true. That's pretty messed up, okay? The non-paying devs, I've been talking to people. I've been talking to past testers, to past developers, and a lot of that. So it's half and half with that. It's half and half, okay? With that being said, what I'm seeing is that it's not that he doesn't pay his developers. He doesn't pay people who do no work. Okay, now that I can understand that. Time is money, money is time. You're not gonna pay someone for doing nothing. But with that being said, let's go on to the quitting AOTR. All right, so he's not gonna stop working, but he does intend to take a side position. Like I said in my last video, it's normal. No one wants to work on one game forever. I'm not really seeing what the problem is here. You're not really sure what it's supposed to show, but the screenshots are all the same account. This looks true, I can't lie, because I did look at this before. Because if you did look at the quote-unquote same account, different dates, they're made the same day. I'm not really seeing the issue here or the problem here. I'm not seeing why someone is so mad about this. But for Boss Studios, it says when selling AOTE, he was in a rush and he did not want to work on the game anymore. He confronted two developers at the time, Vivo and Pan. Pan connected you to the boss. And we had a deal to sell the game for 17 million Robux, which was around 150K. It was going to be split 3 ways between me, Vivo, and Pan. He received a down payment of 3.9 million and a show of trust from him, with him using his Roblox event organizer title as a boost to this. But after we were eligible for payouts from his group, his communication became really poor and he started to worry he wouldn't get any more payments. Now, I did talk to Vivo. He can back this. Haven't talked to Pan, haven't got a chance to reach out to Pan. Probably will in the future, but as I said before, I'm not milking this, so I'm not making no more content on this, you know what I'm saying? But he was planning to sell a PvP prototype for 1 million Robux, since it was pretty obvious we weren't going to get paid by anymore from the initial deal. He would not trust anything Pan says, as there were certain allegations made about them. However, you're not at liberty to disclose them. Honestly, great choice to do that. I'm saying great choice to do that because dragging this drama is aggravating, to be honest. Because y'all don't realize, the more time y'all spend accusing people of accusing the devs of this drama, the longer it takes for update 2 to come out. And I say that because the more time they have to go and address it and say whatever they want to say about it, I can understand how, yeah, you got to stop doing what you're doing. But at the same time, Vivo has been playing League of Legends every single day, all day, not working on the regiment revamp. Or maybe he just forgot to update this tab, I don't know. But with that being said, let's move on to some crazy stuff about the devs that are allegations, but we're just going to talk about All right, so do I have screenshots and proof? No. Why? Because I did not want to drag this out no longer. With that being said, if you want screenshots or proof, join the Discord, I guess, if I ever get them. But I'm going to show you guys what I do have. I'm going to talk about the allegation that they're accusing the devs of. All right, first up, we have type so 0.2.0. They're saying that Evo is a pedophile. I actually haven't seen any proof of this yet. I'm just saying it to let you guys know. That's what they're claiming. We also have saying that so Evo was doing some unquote pedo activities, right? And then EK defended Evo, which is why they think that they're in it together. I don't know. I truly don't care. I really don't care. But so another thing that they were saying was that the game was, a lot of stuff in the game was finished in actually December, and they were saying that the testers were, instead of testing the game, there's nothing to test, they test how to get out of bounds. Once again, I talked to an ex-tester on this. This is probably true. The tester part is probably true. A lot of these things are probably maybe true, I can't lie. We also have Sophie. If you don't remember what I was talking about before, Sophie did get kicked from the server, I believe, probably banned. It was from some inappropriate messages, I should say. Some of it was pedophilia. Another bit was slurs. It was crazy, man. It was crazy, I can't lie. With that being said, I just want to give a quick overview of everything that really went down, because I'm not milking this stuff no more. So to get it started, BardenGetsTheSpoon, a YouTuber, he invested into the game Attack on Titan Revolution, the game we're talking about right now. After he did, he made about 7 to 10k profit off the game. After he made that profit on the game, the devs were like, hey, yo, we gotta cut y'all's percentage out. You guys investors, we gotta cut y'all out. We're gonna get DMCA and we have to make up for that percentage that we're gonna be losing. All normal, all right, we can compensate you for 1k or however much you put into the game in the beginning, all right? Barden, on the other hand, he says that his percentage is worth a lot more. Because of this, he goes on to make a couple videos debunking and basically unquote exposing the devs, all right? After he does unquote expose the devs, the Evo, the lead dev, he makes a document, all right, basically debunking what Barden says. Okay, he says that Barden was also accused of racist activities. He also says he apologizes for his racist activities, which is, I mean, if you apologize, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? He also says that, so on behalf of him being called a scammer, he's not a scammer, and that he actually made much more profit, as in Barden made much more profit, and that all the developers took a loss. It wasn't just the investors, okay? He also says for the AOT incident that it was actually the boss, as in the person who wanted to buy, I'm pretty sure bought Attack on Titan Evolution. They were saying that the boss is the one who was unquote scamming because he left out of touch. He wasn't in touch with them, all right? They're also saying that Pan, which was a developer of AOTE, the main developers was Evo and Pan. Vivo and Evo are also developers of the new game Attack on Titan Revolution. They're saying that Pan has some allegations of their own, which is why they don't believe to trust anything that they say, all right? Now EK is the owner of the game. People were saying that EK was a fake owner because one, that he doesn't have much percentage unquote, because of, if you look in the group and look at the percentage, EK, his username was /VIP. They're saying that EK only had 5% of the game. Honestly, I don't care. I just want the update to come out, man. With that being said, they're saying that EK only have 5% of the game. In response, Vivo said that EK and Evo, they both said that EK, they are both co-owners, all right? Saying that EK came up with the idea, but Evo executed the plan, which is totally normal, and it's not odd. It's like, you see this all the time. It's just that this is the one time that you guys actually know what's happening, which is kind of crazy. You guys should really be high alert, like actually knowing what's happening with y'all's devs. It's kind of crazy. But so far, if you really look at these allegations, Nothing you really seen in these allegations is no different from what you've been seeing from your regular devs. With that being said, rlcs now. Rlcs are probably the best you can get. The Rel brothers just be in their own world, man. Like the Rel brothers, you ain't gonna find no dirt on them, bro. Now what they be saying, not dirt as in no, they're probably not. Anyways, so like the lead devs, okay, the lead devs of this game, Attack on Titan Revolution, have they probably done some bad stuff in the past? I don't know. Probably. Have Barden done some bad stuff? Has Barden probably lied in this? We caught him in a couple lies in this video, so yeah. Have we all lied before? Yeah. Have we all been in a deep rabbit hole before? Yeah. So I mean, I'm not really understanding why this is such a big deal. Honestly, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, just play the damn game, bro. Just play the damn game. Nothing they're doing outside of the game is affecting your gameplay, okay? If you do have so much of a problem with it, just don't play the game no more. That's really all I can really tell you. Don't get me wrong, you don't gotta follow my advice or anything, but you really shouldn't have a problem with whatever they're doing because it's not affecting you as a person. That being said, you probably feel some way of the people who have been getting scammed. We don't actually know who's been getting scammed. No one yet has actually been getting scammed as in losing money, okay? With that being said, if you haven't scammed or you want to like shed some light on the situation, don't get me wrong. Even though I'm not making videos on this, I stream daily if you want to go check that out. I also upload daily if you want to, you know, subscribe for being informed. But once again, I'm not taking any sides. I just really don't care about the situation. And since I don't care, I like to unquote go at a person, but I go at both sides because I'm really neutral. I don't care about either situation. With that being said, my personality as a type of way, I go at both sides, as in I like to see what's wrong. I like to really find out the flies of what's happening, you know what I'm saying? I like to figure out if there's any mistakes in either or both parties' claims, which we did do today and we did do yesterday if you want to go check that video out, because that video, it really goes in depth about the beginning of the situation. I just made this video because it's really dragging it. Y'all are really dragging the situation, man. I just want the update to come out, okay? That's all I want, the update to come out, to be honest. But like I said before, subscribe, please. If you made it this far though, I gotta say thank you at this point. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate you guys, and I really do appreciate that you actually listen, because I know my voice can get a little bit annoying sometimes. With that being said, we do have a 1K spin giveaway going on right now, which will be announced in the next video. If you want to join, just wait for the next video to come out. All right, we also have 3 other spin giveaways going on right now, which the winners will be announced in next video. If you do want to go and participate in those, I will link the videos for that in the description. I also have a Discord, as I said earlier, in the description. With that being said, thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Feels so right. Morning, soft, quiet night whispers through the dawn. Birds sing harmony. Coffee steam sets me free. Energy rising strong. Feel the glow on the skies. Open hearts, open eyes. Joyful beats come alive. Windows down, feel the breeze. Endless road, endless trees. Moments young and wild. hearts open